Hello everybody, Stefan Joubert here, world-class tapping guitar artist, founder of the Stefan Joubert Guitar School, guitar instructor and motivator. I'm here to share with you today my 5 top tips for improving your guitar playing. The first one is one that's quite close and dear to my heart, and that's improving your sound. You know, guitar playing and playing music is about one thing only at the end of the day. It's about sound. What sound am I producing? Yes, it's about the licks you play, the lines you play, the melodies, but at the end of the thing, it's an oral art. We listen to music with our ears. So make sure that when you produce a tone, it's a beautiful tone. Sometimes if you just adjust your plectrum slightly with the angle that you're playing, or your finger slightly with the vibrato that you're making, you can create different kind of sounds. I want to encourage you, when you practice your scales and arpeggios this week, make sure that you do practice them sometimes slowly and with a lot of dynamics and a lot of emotion. Don't just practice them up and down like a machine. Make sure you play it musically. And when you do a solo, when you play a solo this week, if you're going to improvise or play with friends, try to be musical during that solo. Remember, it's not just about showing off what you can do, although there's nothing wrong with showing off, but it is also about producing a lovely sound. So I want to encourage you, produce a great sound. You know, I've learned a lot from my wife in terms of the piano world, and there's a great pianist called Dini Lipati, and Lipati spent hours and hours and hours just working on his sound. And my wife herself spends hours just working on a piano sound, just pressing one note down for hours to get the right kind of sound, moving this finger that direction, and that produces different sounds. With guitar, we don't do that a lot. We don't spend a lot of time on sound, and I think that's a mistake. We can actually produce a much better sound if we spend hours working on our sound. So for the advanced players out there, I want to encourage you, instead of spending 20 hours this week practicing a lot of licks up and down, which there's nothing wrong with, try to spend some time just slowly playing one note with different emotion. The great guitar master Steve Vai speaks about this quite a lot in his guitar meditation sessions, where he would just play a vibrato and he would sit for 3-4 hours with one vibrato and try to pull out all the tones out of that. Now the pianists, they're way ahead of us, unfortunately, on this game. The classical pianists, they do that from the beginning. Not all of them, unfortunately, more the old school of piano playing. But you know, if you play a Chopin study or you play one of these beautiful nocturnes, you better to have the right kind of sound to make it sound great. So I want to encourage you, work on your sound. Then the second point the second tip I want to share with you today is you've got to, when you want to play fast and you want to develop your speed, you should play faster than you are capable of. You know, one of the biggest secrets to reaching a new level, let's say you're here today and you want to go over here, one of the biggest secrets is not just to push a little bit, but to really push. And if you really push that level, eventually you will reach that level that you want to get to. But to do that, you've got to sometimes push yourself further than you can go. Now, don't do this for long periods of time, but at times I want to encourage you to play your scales or arpeggios or lines or whatever you're working on speed-wise sloppy. Play it sloppy on purpose in order to reach a higher speed. Then you can clean it up at a later stage. The great guitar giant Sean Lane actually spoke about this very subject in one of his videos. I would encourage you to take a look at it on YouTube. If you write Sean Lane Speed in YouTube, Sean Lane Speed, he's a very, very nice person. You see him on the interview there, and he explains this exact concept that I'm saying now, that you've got to play faster than you can in order to reach that maximum speed. And remember, the issues lie up here. It's because we don't believe that we can't do. So don't think that guitarists XYZ are better than you, they've got technique, it's natural, it's inborn. There's sometimes some giftings that people have, but mostly it's all practice and it's mind. If you can use your mind, Napoleon Hill said anything the mind can think of, it can achieve. So if you can think of what you want to achieve, you can achieve it, but you've just got to believe it and then go for it. Maybe in the beginning you fail, but you know, if you keep on knocking, the door will open and you'll eventually get to play fast. So practice a bit sloppy and fast, but then later you will clean it up. I'm not suggesting you practice all your material sloppy, not at all. I would recommend that some of your stuff that you practice very slowly, very meticulously, but then at other times play sloppy faster than you can and you clean it up later. Okay, that brings me to my third point, and this is something that I'm going to enjoy to say. less is not always more. You've heard so many guitarists preach that less is more, less is more. Even in life they say less is more. I want to share this with you. Less is not always more. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more. It's really situation dependent. It absolutely depends on the situation that you find yourself in. Let's say you're playing on a stage and you're playing a very beautiful slow melodic blues solo. Perhaps in that scenario, less would be more. In another situation, you're playing, let's say you had the privilege of sharing the stage with great virtuosos such as Paco de Lucia or John McLaughlin or Aldo Meola, you know, the three greats, and you were playing with them and they're all going on very, very fast speeds. Would you play something very slowly? You could, but sometimes you might want to play 1,000 notes per second. I know that might technically not be possible, I'm just using that as an expression. So the idea is, it's very situation dependent. And if you want to express speed as a musical expression exclusively, Sean Lane did a lot of that, you're welcome to do it. Don't let anyone put you down and tell you to play slower. Yes, sometimes slow is good, but if in your heart you want to play fast, you want to be a straight guitarist, forget all of them. Don't listen to those musical nerds out there. Just play the guitar the way you want to play it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you are the guitarist that you want to be. And inside of you lies the treasures and gems of your guitar playing, and you got to bring it out. Don't listen to other people. If you want to play slow and beautiful and soft notes, don't be intimidated by speed players. Play what you want to do. Play the guitar in the manner that you want to play it. So become the best you that you can be. That's what I think I'm trying to say with this point. So don't listen to any cliches, follow your heart and just go for it. The next point I want to bring is that, you know, sometimes us guitarists or even human beings, we've got a lot of time, wasted time. Some of us on our way to a business trip or somewhere, we've got to wait on planes in airports and we've got time to waste and we read newspapers, but it's not necessarily what we want to do. During that wasted time, I want to encourage you, one of the biggest secrets to your guitar breakthrough is in the area of photographic memory. What do I mean by photographic memory? I mean taking a little notebook like this, writing on it, right, let's say minor arpeggios, 5 positions, dominant 7th arpeggios, 5 positions, all the minor major 7th chords on different string groups, all the pentatonic scales, 20 pentatonic licks, and then you put little tick boxes next to it, and then when you've got a lot of time to waste, not waste, I mean a lot of extra time, sit in your mind, close your eyes, and just, while you close your eyes, visualize the fretboard and start to see, oh yeah, the A minor arpeggio, the 1st position. I'm actually seeing it right now as I'm speaking with you. I'm seeing now the 2nd position, the 3rd position, the 4th and the 5th. In fact, I can see the guitar neck much faster than I can actually play. So everything is in the mind. So I want to encourage you, any wasted time at the post office, and maybe when you're in a car driving, on a plane, maybe on your boat, maybe on holiday, wherever, maybe you're with in a dinner, at a dinner party and you're really not interested in the conversation. I understand that, I've been there. Just in your mind's eye drift and go and practice your guitar scales and your arpeggios and just work through them. The more you do that, the better you'll become with guitar, because the guitar is in the mind. This is just the tools. But even when we play, when we pick or when we fret or tapping guitar, whatever we do, when I tap, it's my mind that's telling me to tap. So everything is in the mind. So use the time that you've got, work with your photographic memory, and you can improve it and stretch it and start to see more. Okay, and my last top tip that I'm going to give you today is I want you to listen to a lot of great solos, guitar solos, and not only guitar solos but also other instrument solos. But for example, you could take Slash and you could listen to a song like Sweet Child of Mine and then analyze the solo and ask yourself, why does it sound so sweet when he's playing it? What is he doing that's making it sound so sweet? Even just take 2 sections in the music where it's really pretty, pause that and cut that if you can on a computer program. Just play that backwards and forward. Analyze the harmonies, analyze the melody. Try to find out what he's doing. If you do that with Slash, do that with Joe Pass, you can do that with John McLaughlin, you can do it with Pat Metheny, you can do it with pianists as well. You can listen to Keith Jarrett, to Chick Corea, and any guitar solo or instrumental solo that rocks your boat, anything that you love, transcribe it, Write down the chords and the melody and find out what makes it sound so great. Now here's just one tip here, in the tip. Absolutely, you don't have to transcribe the entire thing. Even if it's just 4 seconds, you will get a lot of information from that 4 seconds for your guitar playing. But just make sure you do something, because if you listen to others and you copy what they're doing, and you borrow from them and steal from them, all the greatest composers stole from each other. So take Slash, steal from him and make it your own. Take Yngwie Malmsteen, steal from him and make it your own. Stanley Jordan, steal from him and make it your own. Any guitarist, steal from them and make it your own. Of course, you're not just going to sound like another guitarist, hopefully, but with all the combinations, you're going to bring out something special at the end. Well, that concludes my top 5 tips for this week. I just want to wish you a great week and great speed with your guitar playing. Please do check my website out, stefanjoubert.guitarschool.com. Join my email newsletter, subscribe to my channel. I promise to send you some top information. And for those who are interested in guitar lessons, I offer them online via Skype, correspondence, or you can come into central London and study with me at my very lovely studio, just about 5 minutes from the City of London, 5 minutes from Liverpool Street Station. Have a great day, speak to you soon again, and keep on practicing, keep on believing, and make your dreams a reality. You can do it.